Hi, this is Mike Adams, the Health Ranger in the Natural News Forensic Food Lab with a funny demonstration for you. It has been, there's weird conspiracy theories out there that say that this lab doesn't exist. Apparently, the fact that I'm a food research scientist now, I used to be an activist, and now I'm a food research scientist, running high-level analytical chemistry and doing atomic spectroscopy and doing really high-level isotopic ratio analysis research. This is just beyond belief of some people for some reason. Now you know how green screens work, right? If you had a green screen, it's supposed to be like you couldn't reach back there, you couldn't go back and mess with the things behind you, right? Well, so just to prove it, I'm going to take this Whole Foods bag and toss it to the background. There we go. Here, let's open up the chamber here on the ICP-MS. There we go. Oh, let's play with the auto sampler. How about that? Let's grab things out of the auto sampler. Oh, let's turn it off and turn it on again. And you'll notice, oh, look at that, it's moving. Not a green screen. Believe me, if this were a green screen, it would be a very, very expensive set. This is, look, these are my pipettes. Definitely not a green screen. This is what we use to volumetrically measure very specific levels of liquids. This one's set to 500 microliters right now, 0.5 mils. This one actually goes from 10 to 100 microliters. I never use that one because we don't ever need to go that low. This one's set at 1. And I've got a 5 mil and a 10 mil back there. I've got a hot block digester. I've got external standards. I've got nitric acid, hydrochloric acid, and actually hydrofluoric acid too, which is nasty stuff. We typically don't want to mess with HF. We stick with the nitric most of the time. What else do we have? Oh yeah, the vacuum pump down here. See that? I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, that's the vacuum pump. It's creating the vacuum for the mass to charge ratio analyzer, which is inside the ICP-MS. This is the sample introduction system over here. The Niagara Plus glass expansion pump system with the rotary valve, the spray chamber, the nebulizer, and then the spray chamber, and then the transfer tube and the plasma torch and the RF generator, sample cone, so on and so forth. I guess if this were a set, it would probably cost more to build than a real lab, so that's why we built a real lab. Also, if it weren't a real lab, then the numbers wouldn't be real. But our numbers are real, and in fact, they're very accurate, and everybody that has tried to refute our numbers has failed. Because we're getting good data here, we're using good science, and this is science conducted in the public interest. So don't let anybody tell you this isn't real. This is as real as it gets. Well, make no mistake, this lab is real, and this is where the science takes place. In fact, I better get back to some testing. What do we have in the test? Some raw materials vials. Well, just so you know I'm not making that up, I'll show you. Look, here we go. Here's some raw materials right here. These are the test vials that were just organized. Raw material number M899, M900. These are, for a store, we have tested over 900 different materials right inside that vial. You see that? That's probably about 0.2 grams of a powder. This looks like maybe a protein powder. This looks like a grass powder. What else do we have in here? Oh, look at that. Looks like a chlorella tablet or a spirulina tablet. See, we test our own, what we sell, we test. We test every lot, every batch. So typically on a weekday, you're going to find, if you come into this lab, you're going to find a tray like this of things that we're testing that day. And I do need to get these tested. We would drop nitric acid into these vials, about 10 milliliters of nitric acid. We would then normalize them to 50 mils, and then we would put them in the auto sampler here, the tray, which goes into the auto sampler. Well, after digestion, of course, to turn them all into liquids, and then they go into the sample introduction system, and we do an ICP-MS run on them, and we check the results. So, and then we archive the vials for safekeeping What is that? Looks like a green coffee bean. Actually, I think that's what that is, green coffee bean that we're testing. This is as real as it gets, folks. I wish I could show you the whole process because it's really quite fascinating. This is really, really interesting stuff to me anyway, to do real science on food contamination research. It's a privilege to have this lab and to be able to do this research and bring it to you, and to get, really global media coverage now on this. I'm humbled by it. I'm really glad the world is waking up to the importance of this research. And regardless of the activist that I was in the past, doing music videos and comedy skits and satire and parodies, I've really decided to take this research very, very seriously, and to make this my focus for the next few years as a food safety advocate, as a research scientist, and truly a leading voice in the clean food movement, thanks to your help. You know what I want, folks? I just want clean food. I just want clean food for the moms and dads and children and the developing children that haven't been born yet, and for our dogs and cats and animals. I just want clean food. It's not simple. It's not complicated. It's really simple. I just want us to not be poisoned. It's a pretty simple goal, but it also seems to be a very uncommon goal. This is the age of transparency, folks. The secrets of what's in the food won't remain secret for very long, especially not when this technology is within reach of organizations, private groups like us. This machine right here, I guess, it's about $300,000, give or take, by the time you get all the training and everything and the calibrations and some spare parts, maybe $325,000. You could buy a nice house for the cost of that machine. Why did I buy that machine instead of a nice house? Because this is more important. If I have a nice house, it doesn't help you, but this machine helps everybody. That's more important to me. And that's why I'm here. That's why we have the lab. That's why this is real. So a lot more research to come. You can check out all the research results at labs.naturalnews.com. And thank you for your interest, for your support. Thank you for sharing this video. My name's Mike Adams, the Health Ranger, and I am a research scientist for the clean food movement. Simply said.